You're watching Escape Adulthood Live, your number one source for long-lasting, fast-acting, physician-approved adultitis relief.
On this week's show, we're talking about polka, our recent move to Sheboygan, and the golden opportunity you might be missing.
Greetings and salutations, everyone.
Happy New Year! Thank you for shenanigating with us. It's so great to see all you guys joining us tonight from all over. I see Sharon from California. We've got Brittany, Kelsey from Michigan, Don White, our old neighbor, and former realtor.
Former.
Well, I mean, we're not.
His job is done.
Is done here.
He did his job well.
Thank you, Don.
Yes.
And Lisa's here, and of course Kara and Paul from Arizona, Mary Beth. Anything chocolate, Mary Beth. You and I, we're right there together for sure.
I am immediately regretting asking the question, "What is your favorite snack food?" Because now I am immediately hungry. Hearing all this good stuff.
We broke open a bottle. I know Sharon will be interested to see what we're drinking tonight. This was from our Sheboygan realtor as a little housewarming from a local place called The Blind Horse, and it's a Tuscan blend from Kohler, Wisconsin. It's good.
Yes, Kohler,
Kohler.
the town. Interesting fact, just outside of Sheboygan, it is where the company that makes bath stuff, fixtures and faucets and toilets and showers.
You may have heard of Kohler.
They actually built the town for their employees back in the day of all the immigrants and stuff. So it's a really cool little town.
And speaking of building, Jason has been very busy. Our Wonder Whimsy Society members got a little sneak peek on the set the last few days. But check it out, guys. What do you think? I mean, it's been a work in progress.
Not too shabby. We had some false starts with a few things, but I like how it turned out.
It happens. Yeah.
But yeah, he
hung some wallpaper. He took it down. That's the long and short of that.
Yeah, that's pretty much. That's the whole story.
But of course, he had fun hanging all this stuff with, Baby Yoda and Bob Ross and all that.
There may or may not be a Waldo in there somewhere.
Where?
You happen to
Where
see
is
him.
Waldo?
But yeah, so this is the first live show from our new home in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. We just moved in last week. We have been unpacking. We have many, many, many boxes. Let's see if I can find that great. Yeah, here we go. Let's see if I can pull this up. Lisa Marie asked, "Did you find any fun treasures when packing or now unpacking?" And I don't.
Holy nightmare.
I don't know that we have. More the issue is trying to find the stuff we packed.
Yes. Like Jason has an apron that I could have used tonight when I was making some taco meat. And I have no idea. I have no idea where it could be. If it didn't come out of the kitchen boxes, I don't know where it is. So anyone who's moved in the last few years has a recent memory can kind of relate to the moment where we're at. We got most of the stuff that we need, but you are missing stuff.
Yeah, there's little things like I'm like I have no idea where that is. But
because right across the way in this unfinished part of our basement here is probably, I don't know, would you say 150 boxes?
150,000, I think, is the actual.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's. But everything went really smooth. People have been asking us how to go, and we had a couple really cool moments the day of the closing.
Yeah, so it worked out really well. We had both closings for selling the house and buying the house in the same day, 2 hours apart. Somehow worked out partially because the people who bought our house in Madison gave us a few extra days to stay in the house to finish the move.
What a gift. If you're ever trying to get your offer to be accepted, do that. Because that was seriously, it got our attention of and if you want to stay in the house a few days to get moved, we're yes.
Especially if they have 3 kids and they're also moving a business, which is that's no joke, you guys. But the actual closing day was great. We actually got to meet both parties. We met the people who bought our home, and we were very excited how awesome they are and how just great people they are. They're going to be a great fit for the neighborhood. And then the people who sold us this house we got to meet as well, and
they kind of gave
it was
us
kind
a
of
little
cool.
tour,
It gave us a little.
which I don't know if that's unusual or not. I don't know. Don, chime in here. They gave us a little tour.
It was kind of a request of theirs. They
walk
wanted to meet us, and they gave us some really good tips on the home, and I think it was good closure for them. They also, I think, felt good knowing that it was going into good hands. One of the neat little details was they built this home, and they had young children as well. 3 kids, same as us. 2 girls, and both girls, when they built this house, wanted window seats in their bedrooms.
Which is what our girls wanted.
Our 2 girls saw the window seats in those rooms, and they said, we want those rooms. So,
and they had a boy as well. Yep. So the boy room has it just feels like a good fit for Ben. So it's been kind of neat to hear their stories of the house and kind of see how neat it is that God can take, one house and kind of build it for certain people. And we've been talking about being like the stewards of this house. Instead of the owners, we're just the stewards. We're borrowing it for this part of our life. And it's pretty special. It
helped me give up the last home, because the last home, 2 of our kids were born there. Yeah. We celebrated all our family Christmases there.
Right.
It was hard. It was hard to let it go. But realizing like we were a steward of that house, it served us well for 11 years, 12 years. And now this home, which served the family before us well, now it's our turn to take care of this one.
And Don is confirming, our expert realtor here, that tour by the seller is uncommon, but a very nice touch. And we thought so too. We're like, let's meet them and just ask the questions we want to ask. And it was really kind of a cool thing.
Yeah. Helen says a God incident, like coincident. And that,
I like that
fits in really good with what we wanted to share off the top here. Is this
cool phrase?
Some of you may have heard the term God winks. And the day of the closing, we had a couple cool things happened. When we pulled up to the house to do the final walkthrough, there were 9 deer that were standing in the yard looking for us, almost like they were the welcoming party.
I know.
So that was kind of a fun thing.
Staring at us like, they're here.
We gotta go, guys. We gotta go. It was like kids that got caught having a party when the parents are home. They're like, oh God.
You know nothing about that.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Second thing that happened that was kind of cool, when we went to the closing for this house, it was a really small office, not much decor, but one of the things on the wall was a little sculpture of a blue jay. And blue jays are...
That's what I'm talking about.
Blue jays are kind of a thing for me, and anytime I see one, I have sort of this thing where it's like, feel like God is like winking at me. And not many people decorate their offices with blue jays.
I think the woman, very nice, had like 2 or 3 decorations, and the whole thing was a very small little off-site office, and that was one of them. And we're like, there's a blue jay right there. We're like, oh my gosh.
So the final thing then that happened is it was a pretty cloudy day, and one of the weird things, when we first walked through this house for the very first time, we fell in love with it immediately, and we went out to lunch to talk about it. We had seen 3 other homes that day, and when we went into the restaurant, Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles was playing, and it felt like it was meant to be, because we'd been talking about moving to Lake Michigan and the sunrises, and so the sun was a big thing. Many of you know our old home had the sunshine window that I had designed.
Yeah.
So that felt like a sign. Well, long story short, the first time we tried for this house, it kind of fell through, and we got outbid by someone else. And it was like, okay, well, I guess that wasn't a sign. And then there was a home we looked through, and then we went to breakfast, and Here Comes the Sun was playing again at that restaurant. And we're like, oh my gosh, what's this about?
Yeah.
And I was very skeptical, because I'm like, well, it didn't really pan out last time. Well, it turned out we did end up getting this house. It came back on the market, and we were able to get it. It's like, man, I think that was a sign. Like at that moment, even though we thought that the house was gone, that Here Comes the Sun was kind of the reminder of like, it's not gone yet, you know? Right. Of course, we didn't really think that at the time, because why would we? Well, the cool thing is that on the closing, we closed on the house. We walked out of the office, and the clouds broke, and the sun was shining. Mm-hmm. And the other party's realtor came out of the office. I have no idea why. And she just said, hey guys, looks like the sun came out for you. And it was like, all right, we're supposed to be
And
here.
it's been really cloudy here. I don't know, I think it's that time of year here in the Midwest, but the way she said it was like, just like, pay attention to this.
Yeah.
So lots of cool. Isn't it cool when you're receiving signs that you're in the right place? You're receiving signs and confirmation that, yes, this journey is yours. And it just kind of puts you in place a little bit. It kind of lets you savor the moment. At least I do when I get those kind of signs, to savor that this is a gift, receive it, acknowledge it. And it kind of puts me in the moment a little bit more. So that was pretty special.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about all this, and we'll be talking more about this over the coming weeks. There's a lot of fun little stories to share, but let's move on. Okay, so this is a segment we call What's Going On, and we'll be showing a picture that we want you to caption. But this is inspired by, we watched Home Alone over Christmas, one of our traditions, and my favorite scene is when John Candy's cameo, who's a polka guy, the Kenosha Kickers, I believe, and he's talking to Kevin's mom, wanting to know if she... maybe you've heard of us, Polka.
They're at the
airport.
Airport, yeah.
Sold 623 albums, and she says, in Chicago? And he says, no, Sheboygan. We're very big in Sheboygan. So we as a family have toyed around with the idea of getting shirts printed up just for us.
And maybe I see Nikki on here.
We're very big in Sheboygan.
We're enjoying your wine tonight, Nikki. Maybe Nikki already knows. Are there shirts out there that says we're very big in Sheboygan, or should we create those, or has everyone,
Yeah, that's very nice, Nikki.
Yeah.
Thank you. Her and her husband Matt were instrumental on this side of things.
Amazing.
We call
realtors.
it Team Kotecki.
Yes.
Our 2 realtors.
Oh my gosh.
Our banker. The home inspector.
Both sets of our parents. Everybody was involved in this, you guys.
Yeah, it
was pretty cool.
Pretty rad.
Yeah.
So
super
anyway,
good wine, by the way.
The polka. Kim bought a polka record that we have not listened to yet. We also bought a record player because we're hip like that. And we'll be setting it up this weekend.
We have a new room in our house that is going to this.
It's our polka room.
This record player is going to be perfect for it.
So anyway, all that to be said, that is what inspired this week's edition of
What's Going On?
So we've got a potential polka player. Accordions are very big polka instruments.
And just a little fact, Jason's dad is pretty awesome at the accordion.
Yes, he is a accordion player.
Really cool birthday song he sends out to the kids of him playing Happy Birthday on the accordion.
You made it to like a birthday song, like
the Happy Birthday.
Like he's got a cool birthday. You
That's
may have heard of
an easy
it
song
somewhere.
To play on any instrument. Let me tell you.
So here's the thing: write in the comments a caption for this. What is going on in this photo? We want to know your take.
I just want to know if that's your dad. Is that your dad?
It could be. I was looking for polka-related themes, and there was a lot of memes about how people who play polka don't really get the ladies as much as like a guitar player.
Well,
it's kind of like
or like harmonica.
So
or
maybe
something.
this guy is hiding his true identity for the sake of his love life.
Oh man, I'm just wondering if there's gonna be cussing involved in this. You know, do you see
cussing?
Yeah,
like the people's comments.
Yeah,
why would there be cussing?
I'm not gonna say it. I'm going. In a different
am I
direction.
missing something that? All right. Well, in the meantime,
we'll see.
While those comments are coming in,
Pony.
real quick fun thing.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. So super cool. We hired movers because goodness gracious, there's no way, guys. There's no way that we could have done this. And turns out our movers, who we got recommended from Nikki, so thank you, R&R Moving Company in Plymouth, right outside of Sheboygan. They were Adultitis Fighters, and thank goodness, because it could be like really frustrating to get to an author's house and realize that there's hundreds of books to move. Oh my gosh, you guys.
They were very polite. They were very polite.
Thousands of books to move. Yes. Mm-hmm. So they did take the opportunity to get some selfies. They propped up our big teddy bear.
You should have seen their face when they saw Gary. They're like, what
this guy is Gary, our 9-foot teddy bear. But these guys were like, what is this? What's this about? You know, and we're like, hey, do what you gotta do.
We're just like, what do we... It's like, this is just what we do.
Yeah, we have a 9-foot teddy bear.
Doesn't everyone?
You know, so Gary got propped up on the couch, and they were taking selfies with them. But I think most of all is just the awe that we had for their attitudes, especially knowing they had to carry a piano. Here's our piano being carried by 2 guys. I
love this. We really should have got the video because this just looks like it's made out of balsa wood. It doesn't.
No, you can't even push the piano amazing. 1 inch if you wanted to. I mean, Jason actually painted the wall behind the piano the day before we moved because we knew we'd never be able to move it on our own. But yeah, they're just moving this piano like core work, you know?
Yeah.
But they were like joyful. Is that a good word?
They were, I would say joyful, friendly.
Playful, making jokes. One guy was a Funko Pops fan, so he was really excited to see Jason's Funko Pops because he's got boxes with the Funko Pop logo on it when he orders multiples in a row. So there was some of that. A lot of banter, a lot of playful banter, which we appreciate. So thank you, Ryan from R&R Moving Company, for just making what is a very stressful time more fun and really relaxed because you were just super confident in the whole process.
It just goes to show you that your attitude changes everything. If you're helping someone, if you're in service, if you are dealing with the public, and in our case, we were the public, right?
Right.
Having that smile, that attitude makes such a big difference. And it is interesting to note, as much as we wowed over their piano moving, they said they'd rather move the piano than all of those boxes of books. So thank you for that. It didn't
help that we asked him to move them to the basement. That was the kicker, I think.
Yeah.
So what do we got? What do people think is going on?
Let's put up our horse picture. What do we got? We got polka pony.
Woohoo!
Roll out the bale. That's good, Paul.
Love it.
Calling all animals to the hoedown.
Oh, yeah, bring them on out. Let's do this, Tracy.
And we should serve this on the wall. Oh, yeah. Well, that's a reference to my dad with the piano play or the accordion playing. Yep. What else we got? Wes just horsing around. Michelle, suburban hoedown. There's not much. Yeah.
I love it.
Wes, did I get this one already? I'm just horsing around.
Yep.
Weird Al just wants to be incognito. Yeah, that was the other thing. When I searched weird accordion, trying for weird, and it was like Weird Al everywhere. So I had to.
He owns weird.
He owns weird, and he owns the accordion. Here, point. birdie. It's a horse, not a donkey, Kim.
See, she knew what I was talking about.
All right.
She knew what I was talking about.
The lowbrow humor. What the wolf?
Tracy and I are on the same wavelength. Let's just say that.
What else
you
we
know
got
it,
here?
Tracy. You
it's
know
good,
it.
You guys. Swing your partner round and round.
Yeehaw! Little hoedown for sure.
Don says you can lead a horse to the polka. That's good.
Every once in a while, we happen to be Catholic, and every once in a while, like in the summer, they'll have like a polka mass.
Yeah,
that's pretty epic.
That's epic.
Yeah, that's very Midwest. You can
lead a horse to water,
right?
but you can't always make him play an accordion. It's true. That's true. Is that a ring in front of horsey? I think it's like a little tip bowl is what that is.
Okay.
There looks like there might be a little bit of stuff in there. This is
cool.
what you call a hee-haw honky tonk.
I love it, Helen. This is fun.
Let's see
this
what
is
else.
A good one.
Steven says, hold your horses and the accordion. And we got one more here.
I can't believe your dad's not chiming in, by the
Deer
way.
barrel polka.
By the way, do you guys notice we have some new chairs? We upgraded our chairs, which I'll just get up and show you.
They're the IG. What is the IG? Someone help me out, Mandalorian fans. It's not IG-88. It's IG-11, I think.
Why?
Because it makes me look like I'm IG-11. How he swirls around. I need a couple guns. and then it can just.
I don't know
swirl
which
around.
guy that is.
That's the tall robot silver guy.
Oh, okay.
That,
Okay.
spins around.
Oh yeah. All right. Star Wars fans, come and help him out. I don't know.
That's what I'm talking about.
Someone knows.
But you're going to get a little annoyed probably with our movement. But we're excited to be able to move more. So, you know.
So thank you for playing with us on What's Going On.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
All right, guys. We're getting down to the last few calendars. Thank goodness they didn't have to move a lot of these boxes.
Yeah, this is one thing that there are only a couple
boxes left. But yeah, let's give them a little what's the word? Discount?
Yeah. Well, we've got a little deal going with our last batch. Mm-hmm. If you anyone that's watching this show already has it. Let's be honest. Yeah. But if you want to spread the love, if there are people that have seen it and are jealous of you, you can now take that jealousy and turn it into admiration by buying some calendars for them.
Yes, and get some free shipping.
If you buy 10 or more and use the coupon code BYBY2020, you'll get 40% off.
Yes, I did.
Plus free shipping. So that deal is going for a little bit longer, or while supplies last, as they say. So if you want to take advantage of that, please do. We thank you.
365 reasons to celebrate, which turns out 2021 needs a few, you know?
Indeed.
So let's do it. Let's celebrate every day.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Well, I created this painting last year just as the pandemic was getting warmed up. And with this art came the message to make the most of the hidden opportunities we were given. Now, there were numerous new challenges in this uncharted territory, of course, not the least of which was figuring out how to secure a few rolls of toilet paper. Although we all endured the same storm, we experienced it from different ships, some being more seaworthy than others. But amidst all the upheaval, I encouraged everyone who would listen to see with new eyes and grab the golden opportunity right in front of them. Unprecedented times are rich with unprecedented opportunities, I wrote. Yes, I just quoted myself. Maybe next year I will quote myself, quoting myself. Now, that golden opportunity looked different for everyone. It may have been a chance to slow down, to reevaluate the direction that your story was headed. Maybe rekindle some relationships, start that business, write that screenplay, paint those pictures, get that degree, add delivery to the business model. Now, I'm happy to report that I ate my own dog food. I know that's a little gross, but we did. At the start of the pandemic, it felt like our vessel was made of balsa wood, and I wondered how long we'd survive. But Kim and I asked ourselves, what does the seemingly terrible turn of events make possible? So we pivoted and we tinkered, and by the end of the year, over half of our revenue had come from brand new initiatives. And by the grace of God, we brought our dream home on the lake. Believe me, I did not see that plot twist coming. Now, on the flip side, I did spend more time than I would have liked following the news, which gave me a steady stream of anxiety, but didn't do me or my family any real good. Kind of sad to think of what else I could have accomplished had I eliminated that negative time suck from my day sooner. So, some gold stars mingled with room for improvement, as it is for all of us. But what about you? What did you accomplish? How are you better off this January than you were last year? Now, before you answer, don't you just love how the pandemic is over and all the bad things that happened in 2020 have finally been resolved now that we've put up our shiny new calendars? Wait, what? Everything didn't magically get fixed on January 1st? Oh, shoot, that's a bummer. But at least there's an upside. The opportunity to own this moment didn't die when 2020 did either. Maybe you didn't perform as well as you would have liked last year. Maybe you blew some big chances. Maybe you wasted too much time being afraid. That's okay. You see, it was never about the year printed on the calendar. It's always been about the overlooked gift of waking up to a fresh new day with a chance to start again. yeah, it could be that 2020 provided the best time to do that thing you probably should have done. But the second best time to do it is right now. When it comes to owning the moment, late is better than never. Just start before your moments run out.
I love that. It kind of like, I mean, as cheesy and trite as it sounds, it's like every day can be New Year's Day in a way.
Yep.
You know, if you really, and I think people who've gone through maybe a tragic accident or an illness have that gift. I mean, it sounds weird to say it like that, but have that gift of perspective that many of us just spend our lives wishing we had in a way.
Yeah, our friend Liz, who had a heart attack when she was pregnant with twins, became a speaker. And one of the things she would say is, I got hit with a stack of bricks. Would you like one? And that's what she felt happened to her. And it's funny, you know, I wasn't going to bring this up, but someone on Facebook recently kind of called us to task for putting out those T-shirts.
Holy nightmare.
That say "because COVID" with the little sprout in there, and she was just convinced that nothing good came of things, and that we were frankly terrible people and Pollyannas and all that sort of thing. And you know, we've said it over and over again. It is not about pretending like everything is perfect all the time. But one of the things that sort of frustrated me about it was the idea that sometimes people have a hard time holding two things in their head at once that are both true. Like, it can be true that terrible things happened at the same time that it's also true that good things happen. And I don't even think anybody experienced it where everything great happened or everything terrible happened.
Right.
And what we've said all along is about acknowledging the bad things, and that it's okay to be angry and mad and sad and all of it, but to also look for the silver linings, because when you're looking for them, you see them. And so, yeah, it's just that's kind of ties into this whole message of owning this moment. Yeah, there's terrible things that are happening, but what are the opportunities? And obviously 2020 was a big one for many people, but again, it had almost nothing to do with 2020. It's like you said, it's like every day is sort of a new adventure and a new opportunity.
It kind of reminds me of what we were trying to communicate with the kids with the move, and trying to encourage them to feel all the feels. Like, we're excited to move, but you feel sad that we're leaving our neighborhood. You feel sad we're leaving our neighbors, or where the only place you've known. And so that concept of like, never bury the feels, guys. Obviously, it goes without saying that all of us have the highs and lows of the pandemic. So it is what it is, but what are we doing today to own the opportunity of this moment, right?
Yeah. Sharon says 2020 set me free. That's an awesome statement.
That's amazing.
Michelle says, my January 13, 2020 to the date, I was 35 pounds heavier.
Oh, wow.
That is awesome.
Oh,
good for you.
Goodness. Good for you. Wow.
Yes. Rachel acknowledges, yes, feel all the feels.
Do not bury this stuff, you guys. It is not
that's
gonna
not
come
good.
back.
That's going to come back in
It's
another
going to come
way.
back
So.
real crazy. So I think we're going to do something fun next. This would be a very good chance or a good opportunity to share, if you have not already, out to Facebook and tell all the peeps out there. There's a lot of darkness right now, guys, and we need some light, levity, and this guy's going to bring it right now. So let's...
All right.
Time to draw.
And we're going to do a good one tonight. We're going to start off. This is gonna be one I think you're going to be proud of if you play along. All right. It's actually pretty simple.
Okay.
But the end result is going to be, you're going to be like, wow, this is cool. You're going to want to show people.
We told our client yesterday, we had our first client of the year yesterday here in the studio, which was super exciting. We were so pumped. We told them this is like Bob Ross meets Willy Wonka, and we got some good laughs out of that.
Yeah.
But it's just fun to draw. So pick up that little Post-it note and let's do this.
All right. So what I want to do first is I'm going to draw real light. We're going to do kind of like a little light rectangle. Doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, it's better if it's not. So just kind of draw a rectangle. And then I'm going to draw again real light. I don't always do this, but I'm going to do kind of like an underdrawing. And we're going to draw some circles. So you're going to draw a circle at the bottom of the rectangle, one in each corner. And then I'm going to draw a little bit of a smaller circles in the middle on the sides here. Okay. And then I'm going to draw another circle towards the top in the middle. And then we're not done with circles yet. I'm going to draw another one that's on top of this corner and another one on top of this corner. All right.
Looks like a Lego.
It does look a little bit like a Lego. Now I'm going to go a little bit darker. And let's see. I think that will do it. And now I'm going to tighten in some of the outline here. Now what I want to do with this one is I'm using my rectangle as the overall shape, but I want to soften it by curves. So I'm going to curve. I'm actually going to do a little bit thicker line there.
Got some good guesses coming up here.
Curve
We got
that.
some very savvy Adultitis fighters, let me tell you.
Not too bad, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So in a lot of ways, I'm just going to trace what I just did. But again, watch how I'm curving the edges there
Yeah, that's cool.
between things.
Subtle.
And this one, I'm not actually, how is it getting so jittery? Oh well, it's fine. I'm not going to cover the whole thing. I'm just kind of, again, curvy belly here. Curvy. And I think I saw someone got it right. A couple people probably got it.
Yes. Yep. Helen guessed it right away, like
What?
really early on.
Gummy bear.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Good job, Helen.
All right, so you got your circles drawn in. Now we're going to put a couple little eyes in here and a little nose. All right, now here's where it's going to go to the next level. I got a color level here, and I'm going to get a little bit brighter, lighter green. And I'm going to color this in here.
Oh, that's fun.
Get me my... do a green gummy bear today. Greenish blue, I guess.
That's kind of a cool color.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. And Al Hendricks said Sven the Swiss cheese bear. Do you know anything about him?
No.
How do we not know about Swiss cheese bears? It seems like
don't know.
Wisconsinites should know about bears connected to cheese. I'm embarrassed.
Seems like it.
I'm embarrassed.
So you're embarrassed,
Oh.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
or is it more like?
Yeah. I was thinking more of the last one,
Okay.
or maybe this one.
All right, now we're gonna make this baby pop. Okay. What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna take a little bit lighter green than the green I just used to fill in the gummy bear. And what I'm gonna do, I've done this before. I'm gonna pretend that there's a light source coming up there. Okay.
I like it when you do this.
So everything that is being touched by that light. So basically anything on the top and the right. I'm going to draw a little bit of this light green color.
A little shout out to Ryan from R&R Moving. Our mover is watching.
Ryan's in
tonight.
there? All right.
Ryan's on, and he's wondering. He said his daughter is wondering what program you're using. We haven't
Okay,
talked-
that's a
said
good
that.
question. Yeah, this is called Procreate. It is an iPad app. I'm sure there are similar versions on Android. I think this only works for iPad right now. But yeah, that's what I use.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going
Good
to
question.
get the yellow from the background that I used.
Cool. How much coolness does that add when you're like, you know where the light's coming from?
So now what I'm doing is I'm going to add the reflected light. And in this case, that's from the yellow background. And this is the opposite. So if you imagine like a circle or a sphere, and there's light coming from this direction, the light is up here, but the light goes around and bounces off whatever the ball is on and bounces back up. And you get a little bit of a reflected light. So I'm basically going to take this yellow and I'm going to do everything on the other
That's
side.
Cool. Wow. Paul says, thanks for taking good care of them, to Ryan.
All right.
You know what else? Helen's wondering if she wins like a bag of gummy bears. That's a good question.
That is a good question.
That's a very good question.
I get gummy bears?
I know. Maybe
right.
that's a good excuse for us all to go get gummy bears.
And then to make the whole thing pop,
that's
I'm going to
cool.
get some
I
white.
love that.
So the other thing that yellow does is it gives that gummy bear that little bit of that translucent characteristic, almost like it's a little see-through.
Yeah.
And then you get a little bit of white, and the highlights are the last thing. And you just put basically the middle, the upper, where the light is coming from. Like here's a good example, right here. That's the direct top of that ear that is being hit by that light. And so then you're going to get it right up here.
You know this. Is this
right
like something
here.
you learned in art school? Or like...
Well, yeah, this is what I do. This is, it may not be as impressive as like how do you remove a wisdom tooth or how do you move a piano, but like this is what I got. This is what I got, guys.
Rachel says, funny, my ballpoint pen on post isn't reflecting the light any differently.
No,
so,
that's a good point. However, I can help you with that, Rachel, because I know some of you may just have a pen or a pencil. So what you could do to give a little bit of shading is if you get, let me get a smaller, something that's more pen-like, okay? So what I would do in your case, Rachel, and anyone else who's not playing in full colors, I would do little shade lines. So again, little hash marks here. So basically what I'm doing is anywhere that there was reflected light, that is also where the core shadow is going to be.
Core shadow? We have to have like little definitions pop up
Hey,
here.
I'm trying to get more advanced with
I
you guys.
know!
I'm trying to like take it to the
this
next
is
level.
what, like show number 34 or something. Is that true? 33, 34?
This is 34.
Okay.
We're up in the game.
We are definitely, I feel it, you guys. You kind of feel like this is like sophomore year where you're like, oh, we're serious now. We're going to really learn something.
It's like algebra. It's like, oh crap, I should have been paying attention in the earlier episodes. So that's a way to get a little bit of depth in there. And if you really want to do a pro trick, while you're doing those little lines, is leave a little space where that yellow is of mine. You'll see I didn't put the hash marks all the way to the edge. Oh. I kind of stopped it. So you're going to get that illusion of the reflected light bouncing off of the
Where's our Arrested Development buttons?
Yeah, we need to switch that up. Some Arrested Development stuff.
Right?
So.
Helen says, such a deep conversation tonight. This must be a master's class. I know. 2021,
I thought
guys.
You guys were ready for it. I thought
you
were ready. I hope you enjoy it. We do have some pictures from previous drawings that you sent in.
Oh, this guy is...
This was from a couple episodes ago, a snow cone man, basically, is what we called this one.
This one will melt
and then
your heart.
the last episode, we did ring pop, which was a pretty simple one, but we got some good ones there. So here's Brenda. Again, don't need to have full color.
No.
I love the simplicity of this. I love the charm of this just simple little sketch. And then Steven here did a ring pop. It was kind of like in a mine, like a diamond mine. So he incorporated that.
Steven always like thinks of the context and then just kind of like turns it a little bit. So
Adds
cool.
a little,
our kids love that, by the way,
something
Steven.
in there.
They love yours. The other thing is, like, if you're watching this and you've never done the drawing before, you can go to YouTube on our Escape Adulthood YouTube page, and we have all the Let's Draw segments like edited out basically. So you just watch the Let's Draw segments, all 34 of them or whatever there are now.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
Cool.
And if you do a drawing this week, if you drew the gummy bear, send it to kj@escapeadulthood.com. We'd love to share it on the show next week.
So one of the joys of our move. Oh, we get
confetti. Came early.
Party. One of the joys of our move is that we get to purchase new health insurance. Anybody excited about that?
Heck yes, I did.
Or should we say
gross?
It's more like it.
Yeah, apparently moving out of your county requires new health insurance in our case.
At least in our case. So we're in the middle of that fun adultitis.
So Dr.
drudgery.
Pepper might be our primary doctor when it all shakes
I
out.
think that's the wise choice.
I could have a Dr. Pepper shirt on like tonight.
A little bit. It's got that look, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got some exciting news tonight. We got to get the confetti again.
Yes. Many of you have been blessed to have been touched by our dear Jenna Regis over the years. It is her birthday tonight, you guys. We gotta show her some love. And she's actually on the show tonight. She's not out celebrating. She's celebrating here with us tonight. Yeah. So she's the one that puts up the little Escape Adulthood comments there from Iowa tonight.
Post the links that are what we're talking about. But yeah, Jenna has been with us. We've known Jenna for
25 years.
Over 20 years. Met her in college. And she has been part of this organization from pretty much the very beginning, the early brainstormings of it all. And the thing about Jenna is she has done about 75 million different jobs for us. That's her great skill and gift is her willingness to do anything. She just likes to be in the service of others. She likes to help other people shine. We wouldn't be able to do what we do if we didn't have a Jenna. And if you don't have a Jenna, you need to get one. Not only for your business, but as a friend. She is truly one of the most loyal people I've ever met. And we love you, Jenna. Happy birthday.
Thank you for being here tonight.
Another air horn. Should we do one for every year of her 29 years of life?
Yes. Let's just pause at 29, you guys. That's a good age to pause at, right?
She's been 29 for a while. So thank you to Jenna.
We hope you're eating a big piece of yellow cake with chocolate frosting tonight. You know we would make it for you if we were with you here today, but we will do that soon and celebrate together. So
Also, Christy Ward is a member of the Wonder Woman Society.
Christy's
it's also her birthday today as well. And wanted to make a note of that as well. So speaking of Wonder and Whimsy Society, those of you who are watching tonight who are Wonder and Whimsy Society members, we're having after hours tonight. We're doing an after hours meetup for about half hour.
We empty this. It's going to get real crazy.
It's going to be on Zoom. Check the private group. We also sent out an email with a link to the Zoom meeting. We will be there as soon as this is over tonight. And
we have a lot of cool things to update you guys on for the year ahead, especially in the next few weeks. So definitely tune in or catch the replay. And if you're not a Wonder and Whimsy Society member and you're like, what's that all about? Stay tuned. Make sure you're an insider, which we'll put that link up, or maybe you can throw it up, because the doors are opening on February 1st for 2 weeks, and we'll be talking about that more soon. But it only happens twice a year. The doors open for 2 weeks. Don't miss it. If you're an insider, you'll be among the first to get a chance. And we're only allowing 70 new members coming up. So it could go very fast. It'll be interesting to see how long that takes. So more on that soon. But yes.
We got a fun thing to share.
Yes. Adultitis fighting. I don't know about you, but after the move, the to-do list became really, really long. Like really long.
It was like rabbits multiplying, to be honest. And it still is.
It's the new year. Everybody's to-do lists are long, right? Everybody's got new plans. And I was just getting a little overwhelmed with them. So one morning in my prayer time, in my journaling, I wrote this list. And this was actually a few mornings ago, Monday's to-do list. We're going to do a kitchen dance party. We're going to discover a new park and drink hot cocoa. We're going to do 60 minutes of awesome, which is basically like quiet time. A piano lesson from Rose. She's teaching me piano, yes. And she's a very good teacher. And a wonder hunt, which is, if you don't know what wonder hunt is, it's kind of like a way to capture wonder through photography and looking for it. So that was my list for Monday. I have to be honest, only like 3 of them happened, but it became like a list for the week, to be honest. And I decided that if I don't write this stuff down, then before you know it, I'm just consumed by the other stuff, like setting up my office and unpacking that box and,
changing addresses,
finding my clothes and things like that. Yeah, doing all that. I
wish that wouldn't have happened. That's lame.
Wow.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Drink more wine, by the way.
So, long story short, it's about the living for today, right? What are we doing to prioritize what's actually important, which is kind of goes back to Jason's monologue about, owning this moment. So I put this on Facebook just kind of as like a little, hey, this is something I did today. And a neat little thread started to happen. And one of our followers, Shirley Jones, put up her own list, which I thought was like super cool. And hers involved, let's see, learning to make fun to-do lists. So 15 minutes of wacky music break. Again, probably
Love
very
it.
similar.
Polka,
Right?
polka.
Very big in Sheboygan. Very big in Sheboygan. 5
Kenosha
minutes.
Kickers, maybe you've heard of us.
Oh, it's music. Or what does she say? She's like, it's a band? Or,
Yeah.
you know, 5-minute dog videos. Love it. You know, I'm partial to those YouTube videos as well. Read Calvin and Hobbes on Facebook. And 10 minutes of bliss meditation. So this was her Live for Today list.
Love it.
And, you know, it's one of those things of like, why don't we do this? Why don't we put the most important things out on paper so that we actually accomplish them?
As the great John Lennon said, life is what happens to you when you're busy making other plans. And usually those other plans are the boring stuff, the stuff you have to do. And in the meantime, you wake up and you realize that all those moments you had and that you thought you had are dwindling. So it is important to make time to put down, because again, what you write down, put down on your calendar, make a to-do list, that's the stuff that tends to get done, at least has a better chance of getting done. So you got to put down the fun stuff too,
right?
Or else you miss out.
Definitely. And it's not about perfection. Like I said, I didn't get all those things done that day, but now I kind of know that, yeah, I still want to do that this week. And it kind of makes that intention possible. So pretty cool.
Yes, absolutely. So now it is time for a giveaway.
Ooh. All right, what are we giving away this week?
We're
Jason?
doing something fun. First of all, let me tell you what the question is. The question I want to know is, what is a good alternative use for gummy bears other than eating them?
Interesting.
This is a fun one, isn't it?
The texture is going to play into
Yeah,
this.
so
isn't it?
tell me in the comments. This is how you have a chance to win, is if you answer this question. And we want to know, what is a good alternative use for gummy bears other than eating them? And the winner, we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be giving out a $10 gift card to the lemonade stand. There may or may not be some other little goodies that go with it, but we wanted
we can find things out of these boxes.
Yeah, we wanted to give people a chance to pick out what they wanted from the lemonade stand, and thought that would be a cool thing. Are you laughing?
Like
someone got
your
some
dad popped up here with an interesting one that does seem like
leveling a table.
I love that, Walt. That's good. Yep. Instead of the
see.
napkin fold that they do in the restaurants, right?
Kim says eraser, like that.
Nice. Yeah.
Colorful snowball fight. It's great.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
Wall tack. Yeah, that's kind of like that
yeah.
little. Probably if you put it in your mouth and get it sticky, and then that would be pretty perfect.
That'd be good.
Earplugs. Yes.
Oh.
Totally perfect. Steve says pincushion.
Ooh, that could actually work.
Jody says hanging up art by Jason. It does. We should throw some gummy bears in every piece of art we sell. People are like, what is this for?
Just hang it up.
Duh.
Just lick it.
Paul, Monopoly piece. Love that. Love that.
Yeah, much more colorful than the typical.
Paul says, don't judge, but shots.
Yeah.
No judgment here. Food fights like that.
Nice.
Playing tag with Marty, our little penguin dude.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, Kara also says companions for Wonder
I know,
Marty.
It's like very close size.
Creating dioramas of Star Wars scenes. Oh, that's good.
We got Wonder Marty's down there. We got a little Marty here.
Tower of Bears.
Nice. Ooh,
Jody
good.
like this. Slingshot them. Coffee sweetener.
Ooh.
Mike also says slingshot ammo.
Nice. Hi, Mike.
Stained glass ornaments. What else you got?
Some good ones.
How about fish bait? Good one, Cindy.
Oh, I bet that might work.
Joyce, spelled out love you.
Aww,
Like that, yeah. Use them for
cool.
messages.
Yeah.
Very good. That'd be a good one for Valentine's Day coming up.
Right? Mm-hmm.
String them like popcorn, so pretty with the light going through them.
Right.
But put them on a snow woman. Yeah, like a little necklace.
I love it. I should
great.
have worn my gummy bear necklace tonight. I actually have a gummy bear necklace.
We didn't
Next
communicate
week.
that very
No,
well.
mm-mm.
If you add them to water for a few days, the gummy bears will become giant gummy bears. It is a fun experiment to learn about osmosis.
Shannon!
We are doing that! We are so doing that.
Heck yes, I did.
Yes, we are doing that. Thank you for that.
Shannon's actually leading one of our winter workshops for Wonder Whimsy coming up. Maybe you could start that process and show us the end result.
Yes.
I know. I love that.
Steve says earrings.
Ooh, that'd be cute. By the way, I did wear donut earrings in honor of Jenna tonight, so I need to point that out. So thanks for that reminder.
Checkers. Drawing motto. There you go. There you go. All right. Mike says fruitcake. Love that.
Hey, that's cool.
All right. We'll keep those coming in. We will keep that open for a few more minutes.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing with us there. Just a little heads up. If you are not already an escapeadulthood.com insider, you may have noticed if you are an insider, my monologue tonight was last week's insider. And so if you want to be the first, like the insider, to find out what I'm going to be talking about on next week's show, sign up to be an insider. Totally free. We have all kinds of free things in the Adultitis Fighter arsenal, downloads, things like that. Check out escapeadulthood.com/insider. I think that is it for today's show, though.
Yes, we were so excited to be back with you guys. 3 weeks off was tough. We missed you guys. We missed you. You bring so much energy and joy to our week. So thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for sharing. And we're excited to be back on track here. So
yes, that is it for today's show. Until next time. Do you remember?
Let's see. Shine on, spread
There you go.
whimsy. I'm out of practice, you guys. Shine on, spread whimsy. Be awesome. Love you guys.
Bye.